Okay, re-rolling. So, in this video, I'm going to be reacting to Backstreet Boys' new album, DNA. I, of course, am a big Backstreet Boys fan. I've been a big Backstreet Boys fan since I was about 4.5. I was first introduced to their music with their song I Want It That Way in 1999 when I was in kindergarten. And I've been a big fan ever since. So, of course, I'm looking forward to this album. I've been waiting all day, basically. I was up last night watching them on Jimmy Fallon, so when clock struck 12 o'clock, their music was made available, but I've waited until this point. What time is it? It's 8:25 here in Southern Ontario, Canada. And so I'm going to be doing a reaction plus commentary. I'm going to be putting my input. There's videos on YouTube where the commentary, or I mean the reactions are simply just reactions and that's it. It's like people are just like, and then that's the whole video. Thanks, subscribe. No, I'm gonna be commenting and telling you guys what I think. Of course, my YouTube channel is mostly about singing and vocal harmonies and figuring out the harmonies to songs and stuff. So this is going to be fun for me, seeing as Backstreet Boys tend to harmonize in their songs as a vocal group. So this is going to be interesting. A big hump of this video will be songs I've already heard. So the first 4 songs probably are songs that I've already heard because, of course, they released the 4 singles and I gave that a listen. So, but without further ado, I'm going to listen to this album full. I'm on Deezer. I haven't bought the album yet, but I will. But I'm on Deezer and I'm going to listen to it full, and I'm probably going to pause in between songs before the next song starts, tell you what I think. Probably not the first 4 songs, but maybe I'll say a little something. But anyway, without further ado, actually, funny story, I actually went outside. I went back outside. I walked from my dad's house to my mom's house. I'm in my mom's house right now. I went looking for this part of my headphones because I dropped it outside, and I'm like, oh no. And I really need this part here. And so I went around looking all over the place. I ended up finding it. I did drop it on the ground, but I did find it, which was very pleasing to me. I have dropped stuff outside and had to look for it in a similar fashion. There's been times where I wasn't able to find what I was looking for, which kind of sucks, but I'm really glad. Out of the things I really don't want to lose, this is definitely one. Anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to listen to this album. So this is there. Okay, so I'm listening to Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I just learned that this computer won't let me switch windows and still record, so that's why there's a weird cut here. But we should be good for now. See, the thing, my first impressions about this song is the fact that it sounds very modern. It's very pop friendly, and it is very catchy. The fact that the chorus is entirely in falsetto is kind of unique. Most definitely, this is a song that you'll get stuck in your head. I had an interesting first perception of this song because I immediately thought, wow, Brian doesn't sing in this song, or he sings at the very end, but I thought this might have been like the beginning of where AJ and Nick kind of take over as the lead singers of this band. Of course, Brian has been having some vocal trouble, but the other singles very much disproved that to me. So I thought maybe because they have like these new producers and stuff, whereas the last album they had, like, it was all kind of up to them and Max Martin, their old producer, which they have a good relationship with. So I thought maybe these new producers were going to be a little more harsh, and I was worried about that. I've been wondering if Brian has been chest voicing that, or yeah, the echo parts doesn't sound like falsetto, which would be kind of crazy. It might be falsetto though. I feel like it'd be kind of weird if he didn't do it like that. I've been bruised, but now I'm up. This is my favorite part of the song. We got perfect 4 parts in this part here, which is pretty cool. Prominent bass vocals, I like that too. See, I like how explosive that part is. There's that little gap, like when the chorus comes back, baby down, like it just comes in like it comes in an explosive way. I'm talking over this one because I've heard this song like over and over already. I'll probably be more concentrated in other songs. Sorry if I'm deaf talking. I'm listening to a song, obviously. I wonder if any of these ad libs are Brian. It kind of sounds like it a little bit. Baby, don't go. I wonder if they gave him that just to like prove to people he can still like sing. I wonder about that if they're trying to make it known that Brian can still sing stuff, because it's probably common knowledge at this point that Brian has been struggling with the vocal issues that he's been having. Is the next song gonna play? Oh, okay, cool. Is this an ad? This computer doesn't have ad block. There's ads. There's audio ads. I had no idea. I'm like, is this a Backstreet Boys song? It's like this tropical like sound. I'm like, what the heck is that? Okay, there's ads. That's cool though. That's okay. What's the next song? What is this? Is this another ad? No, it's an. Hold on a second. Let me make sure. Let me make sure this is playing in a row, because I don't think it is. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, never mind. It is playing in a row. So I haven't heard this song yet. I naturally thought that they would play the 4 first singles. That's what I thought. Howie's voice suits the song. Howie sings a lot in the song. The headphone trick works by doing this to this. I told myself I wouldn't do this, but I'm curious. Ah, the song's over. I'll have to do that stuff later. I just can't help myself. I can already tell the way that song's mixed is gonna be tough. Oh, okay, of course. Ooh, doo -doo 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 -doo. This song, there's actually, it's gonna hurt to say a little bit, but there's something in this song, this acapella song, "Breathe," that kind of disappoints me. I'll explain it later, but it's still really cool. There's certain things that make up for it, but I'll explain it later. Actually, I'll explain it now while the song's playing, because I'm already familiar with this song. the beginning intro of Ooze, I thought was a 4-part harmony, but it's only a 3-part. It makes sense though. They kind of arranged it to make sense. So the has a so there's like a bottom part to that. So it kind of makes sense. And the let go, that's a 3-part harmony too, because there's something harmonizing with the lead over top, which I was hoping there was at least a 4-part harmony in that section. So yeah, that was a little disappointing to me. The way it sounds, like the way the bass harmony sounds. Sorry if I'm speaking weird, I'm listening to it at the same time. The way the bass harmony sounds, it sounds like the way it was designed, there was supposed to be another harmony there, because it kind of goes into a dissonant harmony, but then there's no harmony there, making the traditional 3-part. But the very end of the song, the last part of Ooze, that kind of mimicked the intro of the song, it's saying the exact same way except with a 4-part. So that's something you guys can that's something you guys can do. Listen to the beginning of the song compared to the last part of the song. There's a clear high harmony that's not in the beginning of the song. And then there is a perfect 4 parts there. What's interesting is some of the like words unintentionally, like the vocals that are over top of some of the background vocals, they kind of land in harmony, but unintentionally, if you get what I mean. Because it's not doing ooze or whatever. I'll explain it. I'll explain it later. I'm probably gonna make a video about Breathe anyway. I still have to piece it all together. I'm not finished figuring it out. I have started though. I have most of it figured out, but there's a certain part where I'm confused. I'm gonna try to get my brother to help me. But don't be too shaken about that. It's still a pretty cool song. Yeah, see this part. Yeah, there's a 4-part harmony there, and that's really cool. 4-part harmony with the bass, and a perfect 4-part. Also, remember, there's a perfect 5-part in the chorus of that song. That still stands, and that's really epic to me. Okay, what's this? Oh yeah! What's that? This is very different. This is what I like to call an attitude song. It's a song that kind of has that attitude, like this specific attitude. It's Brian. That's something he can sing with confidence because there's a falsetto. Brian belting. Okay. I'm actually not that big a fan of that song. I don't feel like I would ever listen to that song, like on my own time. It's just not. No, it's an ad again. Yeah, that song wasn't my taste. Wrong thing. It's interesting sounding though. That's really different. I appreciate that though. Interesting. Again, this is different. This is funky. If that's a chorus, I can so do a video on that. I already figured it out, only hearing it once. Who's this? Who's this? I don't even know who that is. Is that Kevin? I don't even know who that is. Who was that? It was in falsetto, so it's a little bit hard to distinguish. Who is that? Was that Kevin singing in falsetto? That's something we don't hear too much of. Like Kevin just singing full on falsetto. That's Howie. Oh, this is the song that Nick said was his favorite, I think. The song's really funky. I like this song better than the last one. Kinda has a Bruno Mars vibe. I understand they like Bruno Mars, so okay, okay. I already know this is gonna be nowhere near my favorite song, but I accept. Okay, this sounds like a ballad. Sometimes my headphones trip out. That sounded really auto-tuned. Should do this stuff later. Okay. Just listen to it, man. Just listen to it. I'm gonna have to check out what's going on later. Okay. That song didn't move me either. but like, it was pretty cool. Here we go. This song is my jam. What if you never smiled at me? And what if I hadn't noticed you too? And you never showed up where I happened to be? What's a girl like you doing in a place like this on a quiet night? What are the odds? And what's a guy like me doing in a place like this? I could have just walked by. Who would have thought? My big my big thing about this song is the fact that the harmonies are so quiet. Live performances are a different experience because of that. I'm making a harmony tutorial on that song very soon. I actually find the harmonies are actually kind of cool, so that sucks. And I really like this song. This is a really cool song. What's a girl like you in a place like this? What are the odds? What are the odds? What's a guy like me doing in a place like this? What are the chances that we'd end up dancing like 2 in a million, like once in a life? That I could have found you, put my arms around you, like 2 in a million, like once in a life. Is it love? Is it fate? Who am I? Who's to say? Don't know exactly what it means. He goes so low. It's weird how hearing Howie go that low, and then Kevin, the lower guy, goes high. To be, what are the chances? Dancing, 2 in a million, once in a life. I could have found you, my arms around you, 2 in a million, once in a life. What are the chances? This is for sure. This is like my favorite song, I think. That and Breathe. But there's something about this song. 2 in a million, once in a life. What if I never run into you? And what if you never smiled at me? I don't even know if I'm singing good because of my headphones. What if that's my jam. The backing vocals really hurts it though, in my opinion. It's still a good song, but like, this is an ad. There you go. It's that tropical song again. Yeah, I love Chances. It has really grown on me, but the backing vocals is so quiet and I don't like it. It's a shame. Okay. No Place, or No Places. What's it? No Place? Yeah, No Place. I really like this song too. I really like songs that sound like summertime, you know what I mean? Da, na, 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 next up. I love when Howie does that with his voice. When he makes that like focus kind of sound, like when he kind of does that. If you get what I mean. I love when he does that. I like his voice when it sounds like that. I wonder if that made any sense. No place like you. There ain't no place like you. You're my California sun. At first I thought this song had like really bad auto-tune, but then that digital kind of sound is on purpose, I'm pretty sure. That's where I wanna be. I definitely like this song. This is more up my alley. Come home to with a hell of a view. There ain't no place like you. There ain't no place like you. No place. It's good. I like this part. It sounds really fat. Wherever you are, baby, that's where I wanna be. This is a good song. The world done all there is to do. I don't know the lyrics yet, so. Come home to night with a hell of a view. There ain't no place like you. There ain't no place like you. This song makes me think of like kind of like holding your buddies like. No place. There ain't no place. Oh, I missed my cue on that. No place like you. Yeah, solid song. I still like Chances better. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Chances is epic. Alright, here we go, new song. I like this melody. I'm gonna have to check that out. Sounds fat. Kinda sounds like there's a low melody, but I don't know if there's more going on. I didn't hear the ring, as my brother and I like to say, but we'll see. I like the song. See, it kind of sounded. I thought I heard something. I appreciate this song. Chateau. That means castle in French. Chateau. This is. I like that. I really liked that solo. I like the song. See, I thought I heard something again. Like something interesting. But we'll see. Oh, I had to stop to help my mom. But yeah, that last song, Chateau, I like that. It's kind of R&B with like techno-ish kind of sound with cool harmonies. So So this is the next song. And I've got pizza now, so... It sounds like waltzy. That was a solid Kevin solo. That ad again. It always fools me. There's probably a song or two left. This sounds like a Backstreet Boys song. Whatever the song is called. Just Like You Like It, it's probably what it's called. I like this song too. This song's a little more me. Sorry for talking with my mouth full. How disrespectful of me. This song is a very end of a teen movie kind of vibe. Like this song is like when the boy and the girl get back together before the movie ends. Like this would be like the second last song before the finale song. That's the vibe I'm getting. I was expecting Brian to get a belting part in this song. Yeah, yeah. That's Kevin. It's interesting how Brian can still belt and keep his notes. I like that song. Hmm. The beat to this one makes me think of the Cup song. Like, oh, excuse me, oh no. Excuse me. This is a cool song too. I hope this isn't the last one. This song's very friendly. That might sound weird. This is one of those This is one of those situations where they layer the vocals. Please be more. I don't want that to be the last song. Oh, is that it? That might be it. I don't hear anything. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna have to exit this window to see.
Alright, so now for the commentary. Now, this is the following day, and I've given some time to really soak in all of the songs. I've heard the album over and over at this point. So now it's the commentary. I'm gonna go through the track list and tell you what I think. So, first song, Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Now, this is their first single, and to me, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. I always think that they make the best decisions as far as picking out singles. In the history of Backstreet Boys albums, every single one, like, I agree with the list of singles that they chose. And I don't know if it's like ironic or there's just this thing, like this feel that everybody agreed on, but like for me, I think they always made the best decisions. And I think with the song Don't Go Breaking My Heart, I think this is a smart decision. The song is high energy. It has a dynamic sound. It sounds unique. It's contemporary. It's very pop friendly. The thing that I think is really interesting is the fact that the chorus in its entirety is in falsetto, minus the harmonies or backing vocals. So the melody is completely in falsetto, which I think makes the song memorable. And yeah, I think it kind of makes it unique. It would be kind of contrast to other things that are on the radio right now. And I think this is definitely a song that will get stuck in your head. And I think the fact that the melody sounds the way that it does helps the song. And ultimately, I think this is a really catchy song as well. And as far as it being a single is a no-brainer to me, I would have picked this too. So as far as the harmonies in the course of the song aren't too impressive. But the part where it goes, I've been broken, I've been bruised. So that part there, of course, that part has some intricate harmonies going on there. My brother has discussed this before in a video that he did. And I understand that there's perfect four parts in there with a bass. So I really appreciate that. AJ actually commented on that bit there, saying that was his favorite part of the song. And I really appreciate that bit there. But as far as intricate harmonies, it's not a consistent thing in this song. But all in all, I think this is a good song. Okay, so this song, No One Else, or Nobody Else, sorry. This song's kind of a mellow song, kind of a slower end song. And this song didn't really hit it for me all that much. It's just not a song that moved me all that much. I think the song's okay. This song sounds to me like it kind of has a boy bandy kind of sound. Like, oh yeah, this could be a boy band song for sure. But the song didn't really move me all that much. I appreciate that the song has multiple people singing on it. The last song, "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," didn't feature everybody, um, which I thought was interesting. Kind of like how I mentioned before, I thought that perhaps that this was this was going to be like perhaps that they were going to go into a direction where maybe only AJ and Nick were going to be like they were going to be like the main singers. Um, it was a little bit of a worry of mine that going back to uh like a label and like having um all these producers working with them, whereas the last album they actually worked with a producer that they've been longtime friends with, and they were a little more in control of that project. So I was a little bit worried that we would hear less of the other members, but already by the next song, this song here, um, we got a taste of some of the other group members, so I really liked that. I didn't worry too much about it because I felt as though that Backstreet Boys at this point would probably fight for everybody getting their chance to sing and their chance to shine, especially considering what we have seen in the documentary. They discussed how, you know, producers, when they make their pick, they make their pick, but, in this point of their career, I think Backstreet Boys would fight for everybody getting a chance. And, I feel like things are a little looser now, especially with Backstreet Boys being an established group. Um, so yeah, I wasn't too worried about it, but it's good to know that everybody's getting their shots, and already by the second song we got that. Something that I'm very interested in this song is actually the harmonies, because I've been able to hear that it sounds to me that there is a 5-part harmony, so that's pretty cool. Um, so whether or not I make a video on that in the future, we'll see. But I do hear that they made the most out of the sounds, and that's something that I appreciate. Got some of the high notes, got some of the low notes in there, and ultimately, I feel like there is a 5-part harmony in here, so I do like that. Okay, so the next song is easily one of my favorite songs on the album, and that is "Breathe." Okay, so I have a lot to say about "Breathe." It's something that fans have long awaited. It's something that they've discussed. It's something that I've been waiting for a long time, and that is a full-on a cappella track. So Backstreet Boys don't have too many of these to their name. All of the great vocal groups like Boyz II Men, NSYNC, 90 Degrees, All for One, Shy, the list goes on and on. And each of these groups had a cappella songs, if not multiple. Um, Backstreet Boys basically didn't have very many. They had "Moving On," which it had percussion, but also it's not very widely known either. It was on a bonus track for the Never Gone album, so not everybody got that. So it's not even this widely known song. Just to Be Close to You is considered like a half a cappella. This was a song that they would perform a cappella regularly in their career, especially in the beginnings of their career. It's a song that they used to kind of prove themselves as vocalists, and they prided themselves as being a group that can harmonize and sing an a cappella song at the drop of a hat. So it's kind of interesting how they never really had an a cappella to their name. Just to Be Close to You kind of had some instrumental behind it, but the way that it's kind of arranged, it's kind of a cappella in a sense. The way it's kind of how the backing vocals are sort of arranged in the song and everything like that. And then we had the Backstreet Boys medley from 2000, which my brother boasts about because he claims it's a really nice piece with some really intricate vocals, and I agree with him. Although I haven't studied it to the extent of what he has been doing, but I've been wanting Backstreet Boys to have an a cappella song for a long time, and it's something that I wanted for them so that they can prove. I mean, not only because I love acapellas and because it's just nice to have, but to kind of to prove themselves as a vocal group, um, and I think this is a solid song. Apparently, the backing vocals was arranged by the producers who work with PTX, and I like PTX, so that's pretty cool. Off the bat, I just want to say that as far as my wish list, this song alone knocks off a lot of the things on my wish list. So first things first, this song has a perfect 5-part harmony in the chorus of the song, okay? So, just a reminder, when I say perfect 5-part harmony, that means each individual singer is singing a completely different note. Not a note that lands on another note, except on a different register, nothing like that. 5 completely different notes. And something that I have discussed in videos is how rare that actually is. It's actually pretty rare for that to happen. Backstreet Boys, they do try to implement perfect 4 parts. They have done that in the past. But like a perfect 5 part is actually kind of rare and kind of hard to do, especially because it might cause friction with the music. So it's kind of hard to do. I can pinpoint points where they have sang perfect 5-part harmonies. For example, in All I Have to Give, the all I can give, that part there. That's a perfect 5-part there. And in Just to Be Close to You, actually, the I just wanna be close to you. So the that harmonized that's a perfect 5-part. My brother pointed out to me that there is a perfect 5-part in the chorus of Give Me Your Love, which is another song that isn't widely known because that song is actually a bonus song. I think it was a bonus song on some of the copies of the first album, and it may have been featured on like some of the versions, but there's multiple versions of the first album, so not everybody got that song. So that song again isn't a very widely known song, but my brother pointed out to me there's a perfect 5-part harmony in that song, so that's really cool. The beginning of the intro of again, the other song that I mentioned, Moving On, that's a perfect 5-part harmony. That's why it sounds really dissonant. There may be different points in Backstreet Boys history where there is a perfect 5-part, but it's hard to say, and I'm not aware of it. At least I can't think of any, or I've yet to discover it. But in this song, it's like right in your face. So in the chorus of the song, there's a perfect 5-part harmony, and I really dig that. So as far as the arrangement, there's some aspects to this arrangement that kind of leaves me a little bit disappointed. I know I'm speaking totally contrast to what I was saying before. I do have more positive things to say, but as far as why I'm disappointed is the fact that there are a lot of parts in the song that I hoped would be more intricate, in the sense that, for example, in the beginning, the ooh, and then there's do-do-do-do. The oohs is a 3-part harmony in the intro, and then you have do-do-do-do, and then you have do-do-do-do, so that it makes sense, so I can't complain too much, and I like things making sense, so the song's very performable, but the oohs is the 3-part harmony with a bass. I actually would have preferred it if there was a 4-part harmony instead, and I would have preferred it if there was only one voice going do-do-do-do, so we could have had a nice 4-part harmony with perfect 4 parts there with the vocal on top. I would have preferred it that way, but it makes up for it because at the very end of the song, the set of oohs match the same. It matches the intro of the song. The way the oohs are sang is the exact same way, the way they're arranged. But this time there's an evident high harmony, which was what I hoped for the beginning of the song, creating that traditional 3 parts, and with the bass going into sort of like a little more of a dissonant harmony, but making a perfect 4 part, and I feel like it's well placed. Something else that I'm a little bit disappointed about is a lot of the backing vocals kind of share this share what I was just saying, like a 3-part harmony with a bass included. So it's not like what's happening isn't so much traditional, which I kind of don't like. So for example, I'm gonna make a whole video about this later because I'm probably gonna make an entire video about this song once I figure out the entire song. There's still some bits to it I haven't figured out, but the backing vocals leading into the chorus or in the chorus, before they say "I breathe," the lyrics "I breathe." It's a 3-part harmony with the bass, but the bass matches with like the melody vocals in the like backing vocals. So it's not even like a complete 3-part, if you get what I mean. And it kind of goes into a 3-part. But the way that the bass is kind of designed, it almost feels like there was supposed to be a harmony there, but then they just didn't add one. But then of course at the word "I breathe," there's a perfect 5-part there. So that really rocks me. But what's interesting is the vocals on top. So just to create an image in your mind, there's a 3-part harmony going on with 2 vocals on top doing something else. And the 2 vocals on top actually create a harmony unintentionally because some of the notes it falls into. So it doesn't follow the backing vocals, but it's deceiving. Like it was deceiving to me because it kind of lands in harmony with the other vocals. It kind of, at first here, it kind of made it seem like it was more intricate than I thought. I just want to remind you that I didn't finish dissecting the whole entire song. I dissected almost all of it, but there's a couple parts that I'm a little confused about. So maybe those parts that I'm talking to you about, the parts that are confusing me, are hopefully more intricate than the rest of the song. Now, one of the reasons why I was disappointed with the parts that I'm talking about is because, for a large portion of the song, it's a 3-part harmony as backing vocals, and then there's a bass that kind of acts as like a bass line. Personally, I prefer acapellas that don't have the bass line. I would rather just like a bass harmony instead, but it's still cool. It's still cool. Like I do like the whole bass line thing, but I prefer when it's like just like a straight on harmony. So I liked the idea that it had both. So in the song you would hear that the bass harmony or the bass parts kind of act as like a bass line and then goes into like being a bass harmony, which I really, really liked. But then the only reason why I would like that is because it would create like a 4-part harmony with the lead on top. So to that regard, I was kind of like, oh, we didn't really get that. As you will see, I'll show you when I make the video, whenever that video comes out. Like I said, I can't complain too much. I like the fact that it's performable. There's perfect 4 parts. Like for example, the end. I do appreciate that, and the perfect 5-part is like everything to me. So yeah, this song definitely, this song really hits it big for me, especially because it's an acapella. That was on my wish list, an acapella, and I remember saying that it would be far-fetched, but an acapella that is a single, so that rocked me too. An acapella that's a single, no way. There's a perfect 5-part harmony in the chorus. I remember saying in my wish list video, you can scroll down to find it, I said that I was hoping for a 5-part harmony somewhere in the album, a perfect 5-part harmony somewhere in the album. So I got that. So that's like 3 things. Okay, acapella, a complete acapella, an acapella that was a single, a perfect 5-part harmony somewhere on the album. I did say I wanted a perfect 5-part in the acapella. So that's about 4 things. I wanted the acapella to feature everybody. That happened. I wanted a bass. I did say I wanted a bass featuring Kevin, but I'm just gonna make all that one point. What else is that? What else was I hoping for? Anyway, let's just say there's about 6 things that it checked off of my list. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about this song. I know I was kind of talking about this song in a negative light for a little bit there, as far as hoping it being a little more intricate. But I mean, a perfect five part is intricate in itself, so I can't complain too much. I do really like this song, and I like this song too. I could hear like an acapella song that I don't like. I would like it in the sense that I like acapellas, but I do like this song. It's mellow. It's very mellow. This song's like a lullaby. So this song has a very interesting feel. And throughout this album, there's a bunch of different sounding songs, and I think that's really really cool. But this song here, this song is like a lullaby. You can like rock your baby to sleep to this song. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this song. It really pleases me to think that this song will hit radio and people will be able to hear this, and this may even introduce people to Backstreet Boys and sort of this in-your-face harmony sound. I really like that idea. So anyways, I've been talking long enough about this song, but this song, easily one of my favorite songs on the album. I really like this one. Alright, so the next song is New Love. New Love. You know what? I don't like this song. I don't like this song. You saw my reaction to it. I just based on how it sounds. Yeah, I this isn't my taste. It's not my taste. It doesn't sound like a Backstreet Boys song either. I feel like this really stepped outside of the Backstreet Boys sound. I did say it sounds unique. Like it sounds like it's very different. I don't know if that's good different for me. Might be good different for some of you. But as far as it sounds, I wasn't really digging it. I basically don't like this song. I'm also not a fan of the lyrics either. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the lyrics either. This song, it's kind of like, it's almost like in your face, like explicitly in your face. I don't know if I'm coming across properly. I just feel like this song is like almost has like a message, and I don't know if I'm about it. I don't know if I'm about it. Like the song, as far as the lyrics, I don't know. I don't think it's a good message. I don't think this is a good message. I think it's something that doesn't lead to a good place, and it's very like rebellious, but like kind of overly rebellious. I'm not sure if you guys feel that. It just feels to me like mindlessly rebellious. Unfortunately, this is something that I worried about as far as Backstreet Boys making music. Because here's the thing. In 2019, it seems like every single artist out there are trying so hard to be like rebellious or like edgy, like really cool and sexy. But it's to the point where it's like almost embarrassing. Like it's a little too much now. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but it's like all of the imagery, all of the songs and lyrics, like it almost sounds like, it seems like they're trying a little too hard. And they say sex sells, and I mean, it's hard to argue with that, but like when there's so much of it and it's so like blatantly present and always there, it kind of gets too much. Like it's yeah, like I said, it's kind of embarrassing. It's almost embarrassing. Like when I watch music videos now, like if I watch the music videos of what's trending on YouTube, I tend to cringe at all of them. Like people are trying like way too hard to be cool, trying way too hard to be sexy. It's like like really? And it's for the sake of sales, Like okay. So something I worried about was that Backstreet Boys was going to fall into that a little bit. I feel like this song kind of takes a dip in that area, kind of takes a dip in that boundary that I hope that they weren't going to cross. And it doesn't feel like them. Like I feel like, especially in the point of their lives right now, it doesn't feel like them. I don't know. I feel like this song was a weird choice, definitely a weird choice, especially considering that there was men of faith in the group. I understand that I understand that. I think most of the Backstreet Boys, if not all of them, have some sort of faith towards like the Christian faith. Obviously Brian being the biggest notable one, he had a gospel record and everything. Actually, Brian and Howie got baptized in the Jordan. So, considering that Brian has this like full on gospel record, and then they have a song like this, it's kind of a weird contrast. I ultimately think this song was a really weird pick. By the way it sounds, the lyrics, yeah, I don't know. Just it's really not my thing. That's all I really have to say about it. I have a thumbs down for this song, unfortunately. Um, and Backstreet Boys has kind of always been, since the beginning, kind of like a household name. They've been reasonably safe to listen to. I mean, they do have songs that are like, I guess, kind of sexy, if you get what I mean. And I'm not completely like repelled by that, but I think there's a fine line where it's like, yeah, just two in your face. All right, so the next song is Passionate, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Nick Carter said this was his favorite song on the album. So, I think this song has a really interesting vibe to it. It's very different from all the other songs. It's very funky. This song's very funky. It's very Bruno Mars-esque, and I did hear the group members say that they actually are a big fan of him, and even some of them said that they would have liked to collab with him. But yeah, this song's very funky. It's got this kind of cool feel to it. I think this song is very memorable. That's for sure. The chorus is definitely memorable. Especially how it kind of like, how do I say it? How it cuts in and out. It's like na 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 na. Yeah, I think this song stands out on the album. Like, I don't think you'll have a hard time remembering this song. Listening to it throughout, I don't think you're gonna forget about this one. So I have positive views on this song. I think I'll make a tutorial video on this one because the harmony arrangement in the chorus is pretty simple. It's kind of similar to "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," but even less so. So this one's an easy grab for me. But this song, yeah, this song, I have good things to say about this song. It's funky. It's the only song on the album that I would consider funky. And it kind of has that Bruno Mars kind of sound. And I don't think that's stepping too outside for Backstreet Boys, but kind of stepping into something that's actually pretty different for Backstreet Boys. So, I think this was a good pick. And actually, I think this song is strong enough to be a single. So we'll see if they come out with more singles, but if I were to listen to the entire album and I were to pick the singles, I actually think I would have picked, and maybe I'm making a bold statement here, but like I mentioned before, I always I'm always in favor with the singles that they choose. Like, I always think they picked the best and strongest songs. And I think the same for this one, but I feel like if I were to guess and picked my own singles, I would have picked all of the ones that they did choose, minus Breathe, because I would have thought that was far-fetched to actually put an acapella as a single. Unless you're like an acapella group, like, it's kind of far-fetched. Even a lot of the great acapellas from back in the day had like single versions with an instrumental version, and that was like the single version. So, but I would have picked this one in the place of Breathe. I probably would have picked this one. I feel like this is a very strong song, and I feel like this is a song that people would probably jam out to. Yeah, the song's very funky, and I think I think this was a good pick. So something else I can say about this song real quick is the song kind of has this attitude. Every single Backstreet Boys album has a song with like this certain kind of attitude. I can think of other songs like Shining Star. You're my shining star. That is what you are. Or how about the call? Let me tell you the story about the call that changed my destiny. Or what about songs like It's Gotta Be You? It's gotta be you. Or how about like Don't Want You Back? Don't want you back, 'cause you're no good for me, I know. Or what about Everybody? Everybody, rock your body right. Da 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 da. Backstreet's back, alright. Every album has a song or two that kind of has like this attitude, and I think this song fulfilled that for this one. Alright, so the next song is It Just Me? So this song is a slower end song again. It's got like a modern R&B kind of feel. I'm not really moved by this song either. It's just my opinion. Yeah, it doesn't really move me all that much. I don't really have much to say about the song really. It's just a song that doesn't really hit it for me. We got different lead vocals and stuff, which I think is kind of interesting. The melody's kind of memorable to me, especially the part where it goes, "Is it just me?" So I mean, if I can say anything about that or the song, it does sit in, but yeah, it's far from being one of my favorites, if not one of my least favorites on this album. But that's just me. I'm not really moved by the harmonies either. It doesn't sound all that much is going on. Just a reminder, I'm critical of harmonies because that's what my channel is about. Ultimately, a good song is not dictated by the harmonies, obviously, but just to make this relevant to my channel and everything like that. So yeah, not moved by this song. Okay, so the next song is Chances, which is another single. And I actually have a lot to say about this song because I love this song. This song's really, really good, in my opinion. I think this is a very strong song, and I think this was a smart choice as a single. There's something epic to it. There's this dramatic thing behind it. I don't know how to describe it. There's just something epic about this song. Yeah, I love the melody. I love the vocals. I love the like kind of easing your way into the song kind of feel, sort of the mellowness of the solos, the verses before getting into like the chorus, and then as the song progresses and how it slows down at Howie's part and everything, and how it builds up again. And yeah, I love everything about this song except for one giant thing, and there's one thing that causes a massive dent in this song for me, is the fact that the harmonies are way too quiet. I feel like it hurts the song tremendously, and it's funny because I love this song, but I would love it more if the harmonies were louder. So listening to this song, as far as a live performance goes, it's a different experience because you get to hear all the harmonies. The harmonies are brought out. But in the actual track, the harmonies are so quiet. It is to the point where I actually didn't know there was anything cool going on. I thought this song at first was just a 2-part harmony, because there's one evident harmony that you can hear, and it's hard to hear anything else. I ended up finding a remix. There's a remix by Mark somebody. Backstreet Boys actually posted this on their channel, so this is easy to find, but it's by Mark something. If you do the old headphone trick, if you're familiar with my channel, you would know the headphone trick. The headphone trick is when you pull out your headphones a little before halfway. It turns the instrumentals inside out, and it really brought out the vocals. So this remix really helped me, and it was very, very good reference. Very good reference. What kind of stings is the fact that there is a solid studio acapella of the song floating around on the internet, and I found snippets of it, but you have to pay to hear the whole thing, and it's oh crap. I feel like I got the harmonies down though, and I actually think there's some pretty cool things going on. So it's kind of a shame that the harmonies are really quiet, and I really think it would have made this song so much better. Like, it would have emphasized that like epicness. I feel like harmonies really emphasizes stuff, no matter what the feel is. Like, if the song is a feel good song and the harmonies are loud and apparent, I feel like it emphasizes it. And I feel like it's the same thing for like a dramatic song like this one. Um, yeah, this song has this specific feel to it. I wouldn't consider this song like a feel good song, but this song has this sway to it. I feel like this song is definitely special, and it stands out in amongst all of uh, all of the songs on this album. I like how everybody gets a chance to sing. I think it's funny that Howie, the high harmony guy, is singing so low. The is it love, is it fate? Who am I, who's to say? Don't know exactly what it means. And then like Kevin, the lower end guy, right? He always sings the lowest stuff. He sang the bass parts on the acapella. He's singing like this higher bit, like this solo where he sings pretty high, and it's kind of funny how their solos are connected, and then yeah, they made Howie do like the lower part and whatever. I think it's pretty funny, but it's I think it's well done. I think it's well done. Um, Something that I like about the song is they really utilized Brian nicely in the song, because the song is at a pitch where he can still sing pretty well. Um, of course, those who are familiar with my channel, we've discussed this before, that there are pitches where Brian can sing pretty decent still. It's kind of like these mid-range areas where Brian has a hard time keeping his notes steady because of his vocal issues that he's been having with his vocal cords and everything like that. But this song really it really works in his favor, and I really like that. When they perform this live, like, Brian performs pretty well. It's hardly noticeable that he struggles. You can hear him tensing up a little bit in the lower parts, but yeah, this song really caters to him. Um, all in all, I think this is a really strong song. Yeah, and I'm very happy with this song, and I'm glad that there's something that I connected with so strongly on this album. So far, I talked about Breathe. That's one I connected with on a very special level, and then this one. So yeah, Chances. I love this song. Harmonies are way too quiet. I already expect me to make an edited version where I slide in my own vocals to emphasize the harmonies, just so I can kind of have that experience, the experience that I was kind of more hoping for. And it's interesting because I kind of learned to have that for this song, especially because I learned the harmonies were on the like cool level to me. I thought it was decently cool, so it's kind of a shame. But yeah, I do really like this song. Okay, so the next song is No Place. Now, I really like this song too. No Place has this really like feel good kind of singer-songwriter kind of feel with like the acoustic guitar. It really makes me think of like, like a sunny day, like driving with the windows down and just feeling like happy and content. So I like it's this feel good song. And this song has a pretty cool message. It tells a pretty cool story. I don't even know if I can call it a story exactly, but it there's definitely like a theme of like a warm theme. And yeah, the song all in all has positive vibes, and I really like it. I do really like the song. I like the melody. Everybody sings on it, which is pretty cool. We got a lot of that. We got a whole lot of that. So it's like not even a thing to bring up. But I think this was a smart choice as a single for sure. If it makes me feel that, like it makes me think that, then it probably does for somebody else. But this is another strong song in my opinion. As far as the harmonies in this song, it doesn't sound all that complicated, really. It sounds really fat at the part where it goes, "Wherever you are, baby, that's where I wanna be." I sang that completely wrong. "Wherever you are, baby, that's where I wanna be." That's probably wrong too. But that's not consistent with the rest of the song. Off the bat, it kind of sounds like just like a three-part harmony, but they kind of have this gang singing kind of thing where lots of people are singing the melody, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that. It I don't know. It gives it this feel, like this weird like camaraderie. Like I don't know how to describe it, but all in all, I like this song. I think it was a smart choice to make this a single. Okay, so the next song is Chateau, and Chateau is it kind of has like this like R&B feel. Um, I have nice things to say about this song because as you saw from my reaction, this song put a smile on my face. Um, I don't know. It rocked me. I don't know. This song was just really nice to listen to. It was easy to listen to. It felt very welcoming to listen to. Like it wasn't challenging to listen to, and I liked how the harmonies were very alive and present. And the song was like smooth, if you get what I mean. It had like this smooth feel, and the song would be a little more on the R&B side. So I think that's really interesting too. Um, I really liked this song. I can totally see myself listening to this song over and over actually. So I have positive things to say about this song, and I was really happy to discover this song because I was worried I was worried as the album was gonna go on. There's gonna be more songs I didn't care about. Um, there's already been, for example, Is It Just Me? I didn't really care too much about. New Love I didn't like. Nobody Else I didn't care about that much. Passionate, although I said good things about Passionate, I can't see myself listening to that song like all the time. Um, but this song was a little more up my alley, I think. And it sounded like a Backstreet Boys song, I think. Um, I think No Place sounded like a Backstreet Boys song. Um, I do think there are songs on this album that step outside or step it's kind of like a hybrid between what you would feel Backstreet Boys would regularly do and uh maybe something that they wouldn't do, but I feel like that's natural progression. I guess I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but the song Chateau, I like this song. Put a smile on my face. I really like this song. Okay, so the next song is The Way It Was. Um I thought the song was pretty cool. I wasn't that moved by it, but I'm definitely on the like side for this song. It's waltzy. It's waltzy. It's very different from all the other songs. I like that. I like that they really tried to do different things. This song's waltzy. Like you could you could slow dance to this song. It kind of has that tempo, and it definitely has a vocal group vibe because it has sort of like a call and response thing going on, and I think that's really cool. So you have like the lead and the call and response, and then like the responses are in harmony. So I think that's cool. It sounds to me like a four-part harmony. So I think that's pretty cool. I think the song sounds pretty nice, and all in all, it's a nice song. I really like Kevin's part in this song. Also, I think it's interesting that the song kind of has like this church bell reoccurring in the song. I think it's interestingly placed. I think it really sets a mood. It really sets a mood for this song. Okay, so next song is Just Like You Like It. So this song felt very Backstreet Boysy to me. This was the song that I said feels like it could be in like a teen movie, and this would be like maybe the second last song, the song where like the boy and the girl like get back together after like they had like fallen out earlier in the movie. You know what I mean? It kind of had that feel. Um, I like this song. I really like this song. This was another song that put a smile on my face, and I could see myself listening to. Um, I liked the instrumental. I liked the guitars. I find this song kind of had this song kind of had a little bit of a throwback feel to it, going back to like the Never Gone slash um, Unbreakable sort of era. But I ultimately think this song was attractive. It doesn't feel out of place. It kind of felt like a throwback, but it still kind of had the same feel of this album, like this contemporary kind of sound. But yeah, I really like this song. The harmonies are very alive and present in this song too, so I like that. Okay, so the next song is Okay. I actually really like this song too. This song was very friendly. The song sounded very friendly. Um, I like the tempo and the guitar in this song. I think it has this very interesting vibe. It's kind of a feel good vibe too, but there's something different about this than say like No Place. This one doesn't have a singer songwriter feel to it, I guess. Um, but yeah, I like this song too. Okay, so what do I think about this album? Uh, I like it. I do like it, but it's nowhere near my favorite as far as Backstreet Boys albums. Nowhere near. It doesn't even make top five, I don't think. Um, my favorite album's Millennium, and I don't think that will ever be dethroned. I love almost every song on that album. I love the first 9 songs, and like the rest of the songs on the album, I like strongly like. Um, and I think in second place is Black and Blue. I can't decide for third and fourth. It's between the first album and the second album. So Backstreet Boys and Backstreet's Back. Then I think as the fifth place album is probably Never Gone. And I don't think any of those have moved. Um, last place, which is definite, is the This Is Us album. I just don't really care that much for that album, to be honest. I think this album definitely trumps that. I have a hard time. I have a hard time deciding where this album would place. Um, I do. I do love songs on this album, as I mentioned before. I love Breathe. I love um, Chances. I like Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I strongly like No Place. I borderline love that song. Um, and there are a bunch of other songs that I strongly liked. Um, but I didn't make any new favorite songs on this album. And all of the other albums that I mentioned just earlier in my top five, a lot of the songs on these albums are some of my favorite songs. So, I do like this album, but it's nowhere near my favorite. Um, something that is gonna cause a bit of a problem is the fact that I don't really like modern music all that much, and of course this has a modern feel. I'm not saying I don't like the songs, but I'm not as attracted to like more of the modern day sound. So, but you know, Backstreet Boys are always going to progressively change their music, right? Their sound's always going to change, and it always has. Um, and sometimes they make pretty big leaps from Black and Blue to Never Gone. That was a massive leap, but they tend to progress in some way. Something that I was worried about was that this song would be so far gone from Backstreet Boys that I wouldn't like the album. I don't think that happened. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm not disappointed with this album. It kind of met my expectations. Um, it's basically what I expected. I expected them to step outside of what they would usually do. I was expecting that. I was expecting of a modern contemporary feel, with a hybrid of what we kind of know and love from Backstreet Boys. I was expecting you know, harmonies and stuff. I was expecting um songs with big choruses and stuff like that. I do think we got some of that. Um As far as the harmonies, um, I'm not too taken from it at first here. Um, of course, Breathe really rocked me, so that really takes the cake on that. I think Chances has a decently cool one. I still have to study all the harmonies in this album, which isn't always an easy task. Sometimes I can't even make a clear decision. But yeah, I think a lot of the harmonies were pretty like they're okay. Like they're pretty cool, you know. But there's always something that I'm looking for, and that is like something special, like these really artistic arrangements. But you can't always ask for that, you know. But groups like Boys to Men, in my opinion, they always had cool arrangements. They always had cool arrangements, and it was very like the way they arranged their harmonies were very artistic, and it's something that I kind of hoped for Backstreet Boys, but I feel like they have always shown to not do it that much. So I kind of didn't expect them to in this album. Um like I said, it's something that I always say. They have a good showcase. For example, the song Breathe, right? Like that's a good showcase. Brilliant. I love what they did with that song. Um but I guess what I'm saying is I have a very high standard. And I was hoping for like these really cool arrangements, but I'm not that disappointed because I wasn't expecting it. Like I said, I still have to study them, but um, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp um, as far as the harmonies in the songs. I know, you know, this is something that people are probably expecting me to talk about, but um, after Breathe, like I don't really have much to say. And Breathe is an acapella, right? But I'm always looking for like these cool arrangements in the choruses of songs and stuff like that. I do think there are some songs on here that can make pretty cool videos, but there weren't. I didn't find myself having moments where I was like, "Holy crap!" Like I have to figure this out. You know, like the harmonies sound so crazy. Um, I was listening to a Boyz II Men album on Deezer. I forget which one it was, but like it was like every single song. I was like whoa, and they would all go in like these funky directions and um, you know, finding the spots, as my brother and I like to say. Um, but anyway, I'm not all that disappointed. I'm more than pleased to have a song like Breathe. Like I said, I think Chances has a decently cool harmony arrangement, as I'll talk to you guys about when it comes out. Because I do think there are some things that were like well thought out as far as the arrangement in that song, and I'll show you that sometime soon. Okay, so now I want to go through my wish list and see what was checked off and see what hasn't been. So first things first, I'm gonna say I was really hoping that there would be songs that the Backstreet Boys wrote themselves. And actually, we didn't get any songs that they wrote. None of the songs they produced either. So they didn't produce or write any of the songs, which it's kind of sad. Uh, I was hoping that they would have written some of their own songs and that would have featured on this album. I know personally, if I was in a group, I would always push to have my own songs uh, on my albums. That's how I would want. That's how I would want things. I would definitely would want to write my own stuff, and you know, there's something gratifying about having your own song that you wrote and arranged and imagined, um, and it ends up on an album and on the radio, and you know, people are making connections with your song. So, but I also think it's exciting to also receive a song and, you know, putting your own spin on it, you know, putting your own vocals to a song that somebody came up with and seeing what you can do with it. And I can imagine it would be exciting receiving songs and going through the list and seeing uh which songs you would pick and stuff. I can see how that would be exciting too, but most definitely I would absolutely want to have songs that I wrote. So I'm not sure if the Backstreet Boys feel the same way. Maybe they didn't have any songs that they felt like they could put on the album. But I would imagine that they write songs a decent amount. But they are very busy anyway. I already mentioned all of the things that I got checked off because of the song Breathe. So we're gonna move on from that. I think I said I wanted some belting parts by Howie because I believe Howie's a strong tenor, and um, I feel like him singing these high notes are actually pretty effortless for him. So I was hoping to have more of him singing these high tenor notes and making these climactic moments in some of these songs. Um, I actually thought this was far fetched, and I guess it is because we didn't get that in this album. Brian seems to be like the belter of the group, although every single member of Backstreet Boys has had a belting part. Even Kevin, who sings all the lowest notes in the song "I Still," he has this belting part. Howie in the song "How Did I Fall in Love with You," he has this belting part, and I think they should give him more parts like that. I don't think they should just keep Brian as being like the belting guy. I feel like Nick and AJ. I feel like through time their vocal ranges have actually diminished and they don't sing as high. I actually think that. I think they have these heavier voices now that they got older. Um, yeah. So I was kind of hoping for that, but I knew it was kind of far fetched. I'm glad to see that Kevin and Howie got to sing a lot more, and indeed a lot more, and I'm very happy about that. Everybody really got a chance to shine on this album. Um, I was expecting Brian to sing a lot less. Unfortunately, his voice has been giving him some trouble, and I'm hoping and praying that he's getting better every day. And I've actually seen some recent performances, and I was actually pretty impressed with some of the the vocals that he was laying down on these live performances, because he was actually hitting the notes, but the sound quality wasn't there because he's like tensing up. But I felt like he was doing pretty good in recent days, considering. Like I've heard many performances. I was watching the iHeartRadio live album release thing, and I thought he performed pretty well. Although, like considering, he performed "I Want It That Way" on Good Morning America, and like it wasn't even all that bad. Whereas before he would perform that song and he would be struggling so bad and it's hard to watch. But this time, in the last set of performances I've seen him perform, um, it sounded like he was doing a lot better. So hopefully he's progressing, and I'm praying and believing for uh, him to get better. So we're gonna move on from that now. Actually, I guess on the same topic, I was hoping that they would utilize Brian in the best way possible so that he can perform these songs live and put on a good performance. I guess even on the album, because I didn't want them to like heavily auto tune him. Um, so I think they did do that. I think there was a lot of songs on this album that catered to him. I remember there were a lot of moments where he went in and out of falsetto, which of course, we know that his falsetto voice is still pretty good and pretty reliable. It's really these mid-range stuff that Brian still has trouble with. Um, and he still has a lot of belting parts on this album. Um, I'm still rooting for Howie to have more belting parts in the future. But yeah. Another thing I said was songs that felt really Backstreet Boysy. And I feel like this is a yes and no kind of answer because I felt like there were some songs that were like, yeah, this is a Backstreet Boys song. But a lot of the songs were like really stepping outside of Backstreet Boys songs that we know and love, and like I don't know how to feel about it. So this is kind of a yes and no for me. Because I feel like in some ways there were certain songs that I felt like that were pretty Backstreet Boysy, but I actually think for the most part they stepped pretty far away. They stepped pretty far away from what I feel would sound like a Backstreet Boys song. So I think I covered most of the things on my list. I'm not sure if there was anything more. But anyway, so to close out this video, I think this album is a good addition to the library of Backstreet Boys. I'm very pleased with the singles, and I think they're very strong. And there are some songs on here that I had a lot of fun with, and I know I'm going to have a lot more fun with. So I'm going to spend some time soaking it in a little more. I felt like it was fair for me to give it a day or two to make an actual review. And I'll probably make a bigger connection with some of these songs. I'm not really sure if I can say that I will make like new favorite songs out of this album. That still stands. Although I do love Chances, and I do love Breathe. So I want to know what you guys think. Please leave a comment. What are your opinions? Which ones are your favorite songs? So my favorite song on this album is probably Chances, and Chances and Breathe are probably my favorite. I liked Chateau, I liked Okay, and I liked Just Like You Like It. I also really like No Place. I really like No Place too. So those are the songs that I was really attracted to. The rest I'm not as attracted to. I think Don't Go Breaking My Heart is a pretty catchy song, but all of the songs that I just said I do like better than that song. Which is kind of interesting to say that, because I'm not rooting for the other songs to be singles. There's just something dynamic about the songs that they chose. Like Don't Go Breaking My Heart just feels like a single, if you get what I mean. And hopefully you do. But let me know what you guys think of this album. Is it your favorite? Did you get a new favorite song out of this album? What did you think?